I'm Abby with Banyan Pilot Shop. Today we have Ed Hoch with us from Ocean Marketing. They're the manufacturer representatives for ACR Artex, and he's going to tell us a little bit about their products today.
Abby, thank you for having me here. I wanted to cover a few of the products that we have from ACR. We've got the ResQLink and the ResQLink View, which are personal locator beacons, and then we have the GlobalFIX V4, which is an EPIRB. And I'll go into the differences between the units. Right here we've got two units. We have the ResQLink and then the ResQLink View. Both of these units work with what's called the COSPAS SARSAT satellite. So once you activate them, this will reach out to the satellites and it'll send an emergency signal. That signal will come back to the device and it will light up green strobe, letting you know that the signal was reached. A couple of differences between the units is on the ResQLink, this is 24 hours of battery life. You're working with 5 watts of radio transmitting power, and this is a 5-year battery. So what that means to you, Abby, or the Banyan customers is at the 5-year mark or just before the 5-year mark, they can jump onto the ACR website and they'll be able to look at what's called a BRC, which is a battery replacement center. And then they'll be able to contact the battery replacement center and let them know I have a device that's reached its battery life and I need to get it replaced. And then they'll go ahead and coordinate that. Okay. One of the things that I like about this unit is it is buoyant. So for any of those pilots that also like to be in the water on a boat, especially if you're going to go to the Bahamas, this unit is great because it is buoyant. I'm going to go ahead and show you on this device on how it works. And this works for both of these units. Basically, the antenna wraps around the PLB. You lift up the antenna and it exposes 2 buttons. The bottom button is a test button and then the top red button is a power button. I'm going to show you exactly what those do. So the T is for test. You hit the button and press it for about 3 to 5 seconds. What that's going to do is that's going to send a signal to the satellite. It's going to come back and it's going to go ahead and start to strobe green. That means your device is working and the signal has been active. You can test these units as often as you want, but what we like to tell people is if you test it often, just keep in mind it may deplete the battery a little bit. So just be mindful of how often you test the battery. Once you hit that top button, the same thing's going to happen. It's going to send the signal up to the satellites. Signal is going to come back and it's going to strobe green, and now you know that your unit has been activated and someone is going to search for you. This particular unit is the View. This one right here, you can kind of see there is no screen on it. This one has a screen. What this one does is when you test it, the screen actually tells you, or when you activate it, the screen actually tells you what your GPS position is, and it lets you know that device is working properly. In test mode, it'll let you know that your tests have passed, and then that will be a comforting feeling knowing that you don't have to worry about sending it in for service. Couple of other differences. The ResQLink works on 24 hours of battery life. The ResQLink View with the screen works on 28 hours of battery life. So what that means is once you activate it, you can be in the water up to 28 hours before they find you, the rescuers find you, and that's pretty much how long the batteries last. Typically the batteries will last longer depending on the temperature of where you live, but we like to let people know that 28 hours is what we've published and what we've tested. Abby, the first device that we talked about was the personal locator beacons, which are the ResQLink and the ResQLink View. This is a little bit different. This is an EPIRB. This is an emergency positioning indicating radio beacon. This works a little bit different. This device actually has to come out of the bracket in order to work. So we're going to go ahead and take it out of the bracket. This unit works with 5 watts of radio transmitting power. It has 48 hours of battery life once you activate it. And it is a 10-year user replaceable battery. If you remember earlier I covered these are 5-year batteries and you have to send them into a battery replacement center. This unit you wouldn't have to do that because it's user replaceable. At the 10-year mark, you'd be able to purchase a battery and install it on your own and get the device working again. This device has 2 buttons with a slide. You've got your test button. The test button does exactly what the test button does on the PLBs. You go ahead and press the test button. It's going to go ahead and send the signal up to the satellites. The signal is going to come back, and it's going to go ahead and strobe red or green. Obviously, if it's green, you know the device is working properly. If it's red, at that point, you do want to contact ACR and let them know that you have a device that is not working properly. One of the things that I like about this device is you've got a Velcro strap here, and underneath that Velcro strap, you have a lanyard that you can tie off to yourself once you're in the water and floating. So this is about a 50-yard lanyard, 30 to 50 yards, and again, you can tie it off to yourself and then don't have to worry about having it get entangled up while you're floating in the water. This device, again, works on the COSPAS SARSAT satellites, and for those of you pilots that frequent the Bahamas, this is also a great device. And if you are into boating as well or fishing, you can take these devices and use them both in your aircraft and in your boat. So if you have any questions, come down here to Banyan Pilot Shop. Feel free to ask any questions, and we'd love to have you as a customer.